Guster is a criminal defense attorney. Eric, let's take a look at what's going to happen this New Year's. Police are on edge right now. How do you think that they're going to respond at these protests across the country?
Well, the protests around the country, they have escalated some, and police have to be very cautious. With the two killings of police officers who were literally assassinated in their car, they have the right to be on edge. However, they have to temper themselves for the peaceful protesters, the ones who just want to demonstrate, who are just trying to get their point across. So it's a very thin line that they have to go through.
Well, the First Amendment only protects you to a certain extent, and we've had people across the country going out there saying kill cops, sort of inciting riots. Do you think we'll start to see police crack down, at least on that kind of activity?
On that kind of activity, there needs to be. If someone's saying kill a cop, those people need to be shut down. They are not part of the peaceful protests. However, the people who are looking for peaceful protests, who are only demonstrating, who are only trying to get their cause heard, then those people should not be harassed by the police in the same manner.
It gets to be, it's a very fine line, because you can start disrupting traffic, preventing ambulances from getting where they need to go, whether it's here in New York City or elsewhere around the country. Police, at least in the past, in New York City, for example, have cracked down in quite a few ways, disturbing the peace. They can cite people with that, unlawful assembly, inciting a riot, disorderly conduct. Do you think that we're going to see some of these some of these types of offenses cracked down by police across the country?
Perhaps they should do that for the ones who are chanting kill the police. However, the ones who are not, the police have to use very good judgment. For example, college game day, you have public drunks all over the place. However, the police don't arrest them. Same type of temperament dealing with the protesters. If they're not bothering anyone, if they're not damaging property or threatening anyone, let them protest, let them have their say, and then let them move on.
Eric, there was a report in today's New York Post, at least about how police here in this city are feeling. Of course, New Year's Eve celebration is one that everybody comes to worldwide in New York City. And he said this officer said to the New York Post, turning a blind eye to some major crimes, that they are doing that now, basically because they are concerned about what could happen. So they are avoiding arresting people for even minor things because it doesn't want to be the next guy to get shot or hacked with an axe. So do we run the risk of having officers turn in the opposite direction?
Well, perhaps, because police officers, when they're dealing with protests and dealing with public unrest, they do turn a blind eye. That's with any type of huge crowd. Just like I gave an example of a game day, for example, a college football game. They turn a blind eye to people who are drunk. They may turn a blind eye to people who are out drinking a lot during New Year's Eve, who are not causing a problem, not damaging property, and not hitting anyone. And they should do the same thing with protesters. Let them protest. Let them be heard, but make sure it's in a peaceful way. But if a police officer is threatened, then the police officer has no choice but to do something in order to protect himself and members of his force.
Yeah. All right. Well, we hope that all these officers stay safe out there. They do such great work across the country in protecting us. Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk again, Eric Guster.